Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all of the other more obscure social platforms make your life so much more complicated when it comes to promoting video on social media. Each platform has its own rules that need to be followed to ensure that the forever crashing reach doesn't dive even deeper into the bottomless ocean of zero engagement posts. It's why there's so much confusion around using video on them. Do you need to make the video a square or a rectangle or a long rectangle? And do you need subtitles? And how do you make sure people see it? Actually, for most, you only need to stick to 2 styles to reach maximum potential on all of the platforms. These will get you more reach, engagement, and all-round better results with your videos. But before we reveal that information, it's probably worth diving into why you need to promote videos on social media. For some of you, the whole point will be to produce videos for social platforms to develop and grow them, so it's pretty flipping obvious why you need to promote them. Others might want to build awareness and generate leads for their business, and others might just want to build their YouTube channel by promoting new releases on their social media to drive more views. But no matter who you are or what the intended goal is, everyone needs to think about getting the most out of any video they ever make. So let's say, for example, you make one video for YouTube and you want more people to see it. You don't just leave it up to YouTube to promote it. The same if you made a video for your blog. You have to promote the content. Crazy, eh? You might have thought the content itself was promotion, but in many cases, you still need to promote promotion. This means cutting a short trailer or multiple trailers from a video full of juicy info in an attempt to drive people from one platform to another, or it could just be another way of providing short videos for your Instagram following without even trying to push them anywhere. Either way, social media is video's best friend. If you make a video for anything, no matter what, you should be looking at if it's right for social media, and if so, how to package it up in the right format for the right platform, and then how to use it in other places too. Otherwise, your content won't ever hit its true potential. The issue here is, and it's caused a massive amount of confusion. As I mentioned at the start, each platform likes videos in different formats. By like, I mean some play with no sound, some need subtitles, some require videos to be in portrait, and some only accept the traditional rectangle. Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn play with the sound off. TikTok's all portrait with the sound on, and it means how we film, edit, and promote our videos becomes too much work to take. Before you panic that you're going to have to learn thousands of types of distribution tricks though, don't worry, you're not. Here's a simple list of video shapes to use to perform the best on each platform for when it comes to promoting video on social media. Number 1, the traditional rectangle. Use it on YouTube and YouTube ads. Number 2, the square. This shape works best on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And number 3, the long square. This is best on Instagram Stories, Snap, and TikTok. For most, there should be a sigh of relief right now, as most people will only use 1 or 2 social media platforms to promote themselves on a regular basis. The square video caused a lot of confusion when it was born, but on nearly all of those mentioned platforms, it takes up more space on the screen, sticks out a ton, and actually it's pretty much the only shape most people will need when it comes to promoting video on social media, unless it's TikTok or Snap. But ignore them. In fact, the square takes up 75% more screen space on mobile than the rectangle, and when you add subtitles and a title, they look awesome. We made a video teaching you to do that, so stick about the end to watch it. Good news, if you want to promote a YouTube video or a business video on social media, film it in the usual 1920 by 1080 rectangle and edit it into a square in a frame, promote it, and don't worry about anything else. So how can you get more social media video content to promote with less work? All of the social media platforms are hungry. They want constant feeding to make sure they work for you and devour their content. If you feed it some of the finest video going and people comment, like, and share it as a result, you'll get rewarded, more of your followers will see it, your reach will go out to a wider network, and this will help you get an amazing return. Now, because you need to keep feeding the platforms so they don't neglect you, you have to get smart with how you plan your videos so you never run out. So don't ever just make one video. Making one video is probably one of the best ways to waste your time and money. Think about how you can turn one video into 5 or 10 new pieces of social media marketing material for your platform of choice, which you can then use to keep your followers interested and promote your longer video or your business. Let's give you an example of what I mean. This is a detailed educational vlog. It's 8 minutes long, and if you want to try and convert someone on your website, for example, it's fantastic deep dive content. It's also awesome for building watch time on your YouTube channel. Long video has a place despite what you might hear a lot. go follow us on Instagram to check out this slide deck that'll explain all you need to know in 30 seconds. The link's in the description. People, as they draw closer to making a purchasing decision, will watch on average around 70% of a video like this on our website where there are no distractions. On social media though, forget it, 10 or 20% at a push. Long form content doesn't go down well. The mobile nature often means people aren't interested in deep dives here, and actually some of them only allow 60 seconds of video to play anyway. Social media is a fast-paced place. It's about getting your message out there on a bite-sized and consistent basis, so you need to embrace this. If your goal is to generate awareness with people who have never experienced your brand or YouTube channel before, they'll probably only be willing to spend some of their precious time watching something short to start, as they won't want to invest their time in content they can't trust is of any real use to them. So, what do? No, you don't film loads of new short videos. You cut a longer video you produced into 5 or 6 shorter ones and format it for your channel. So, for example, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, you do it into a square like this. That one video could give you 5 days of posts to your social media platform of choice, or you could spread it out over a longer time frame. You now have credibility boosting content to use on every platform, which people won't feel too intimidated to watch because of its length. Bar TikTok, probably wouldn't use it on there. We'll get to that in a second. And don't worry that you're repeating your message on multiple platforms. It's the same message spread out into 5 posts, which, because of the way social media distributes your content now, and by that I mean they only show a small percentage of your followers, this will give you 5 times the chance of actually getting seen by them, just a smaller selection each time. But now we come up against a problem. So if you only care about making square or portrait videos, see what happens here. When I take a video and add it to a square, it basically becomes all distorted because you're blowing it up. And the same when you add it to a story. You now have to blow up the video, so this means the subject isn't quite sat in the square, the quality dips, it doesn't look that great. It's annoying. Now, because you're getting smart with video here, you need to find a simple and effective way to get around this. Here's an example. If you're only planning to use a video on social media as stories or on Snap or TikTok, and you have no desire to reuse the content on any platforms, then you need to film in portrait. This limits your option a lot. If you shoot on a camera, you have to film with it on its side, otherwise all the filming needs to be done on a phone. It's the same with a square. Filming content that you only want to appear this way means you can't resize it later to appear on platforms that require the rectangle aspect ratio. So the best thing to do is to kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Film in landscape and then work out how to use frames for your stories or square videos that actually make them more eye-catching like this. Most of us don't have the time or money to film a video in 3 different ways, so pick the one you can do the most with and adapt. That being the good old-fashioned rectangle or landscape for your phone users. Canva's your friend here. You can build frames for your stories and your squares. You can use Photoshop or even do this in your video editing software too. In order to make one of these square videos, the link at the end will walk you through these steps. Now we move on to the flash frame. Again, this does not apply to every platform, but this works with the majority of the big ones. When you upload videos, you can add your own thumbnails to them. The issue is video autoplays on some of them, so thumbnail images don't always show. On top of that, when people go and browse your content library, you don't want to provide them with a dull experience. You want your video's content to be obvious straight away, so they want to click play. This is why we recommend building a custom thumbnail image for your square videos. Here's a few examples of ours. Drop this image into your editing software at the start of your video and make it 1 frame long. You can select the thumbnail you want to use in your video on the platform. It also means any video that autoplays holds this image for longer when people scroll past, and it will help to catch more attention. Even if it doesn't autoplay, when they hit play, because it's only 1 frame long, they won't see it. You don't have to do this, but it does speed up the process quite a lot when you have an awesome image ready to go on every platform on upload. Okay, so now you have your video. You've turned it into multiple pieces of shorter content. You need to decide if you want them to be standalone pieces or if they will have a call to action at the end to drive people back to your longer piece, website, or landing page. Putting it simply, social media platforms do not want you leaving. If you add a link to your post, they'll give it less reach. You have a few options. Number 1, stuff it. Add a link in your post and take the hit on views the platform will probably give you. Number 2, add a visual call to action in the video that gives you the URL to your website or YouTube channel in a hope people will type it in after. The thing is, if you want to send someone to a blog post or a YouTube video, the links can be long and confusing, which means sending them to your site or channel page and they'll probably get lost or distracted. And number 3, make sure you have links to your site in your profile they can easily find, and encourage them in the write-up to click it to find the longer content. And finally, number 4, don't bother at all. People often don't want to leave the platform they're on, so let the content be a grain of sand in your overall strategy that help build a beautiful beach. And if my metaphor is confusing, I'm talking about nurturing and growing your following. Try them all out and see what works. A mixture seems like the best option for many, but I'd love to hear your tactics in the comments. Now, we move on to the write-up. Yes, it's not video, but it's still important. On every social media platform bar Snap, your video needs a write-up in the post. It's got to the stage where you almost need to write the video out in these posts on some platforms. Tell people what the video is about, give them some diamond information, and then let them read the content as well as have the option to watch. Check out the popular Instagram influencers. Even they are writing a lot more these days. And actually, it helps a lot. This is what's known as headline architecture. You know how newspaper headlines always make you want to read the article? Your first line of any post on social media needs to do this too. Social media tends to work like this. Your visual video catches the eye, people read the headline of the written post, then maybe hit see more to delve deeper, and then finally hit the video. I mean, does that sound familiar to you, or do you just hit play? There are, of course, many ways to do it, but that's a common one. With all the competition for attention online, people are fussier with the play button these days. You almost need to convince them to watch in multiple ways, unless, of course, they're a mega fan already. So, write to intrigue and educate and provide more value. Now, the good old hashtag comes into play. They're on every platform. They have their own rules. On Facebook and LinkedIn, you only want to use 3. Instagram, you can use up to 30 of the blighters. The point is that hashtags allow you to categorize your content for search, which means you can get discovered by people interested in your content. Always hashtag and always subscribe to this channel, because we're about to release in-depth guides on promoting video on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, and more, which will help you grow a following with your awesome content. So think about coming up with your own hashtag challenges. Your content might inspire people to join in on a challenge you set, or might even start a viral meme. If you want to learn how to make one of these eye-catching video squares for social media, then check out this video here. And also be sure to subscribe. As I mentioned, we're about to release a whole series of videos to teach you how to promote videos on all of the major platforms so you can grow your YouTube following, generate business, and hit your social media goals, whilst at the same time boosting your social media platform too. And then check out our latest release, which I'm sure will be really useful. Do you need to make the video a square or a rectangle or a long rectangle? A long rectangle?